We're going to try this again. We're going to try this again. This is going to be the third time I attempted to make this video. We'll see how it fucking goes. Hi, it's still fucking June the 12th, 2023. Now, it is 5:56, 46. Started over an hour ago on this. Wow. Okay, let's try it again. Wasn't going to make a video again today, but something popped up on my radar, so I had to discuss it because it's something that I've covered for quite some time. And I am quite animated about it and have been animated about it for, 13 years, 12 years. So, let's jump right into it. I'm sorry, but I just realized I was almost done with the video, a 50-minute video, and it didn't record. Okay. I got to read all this again. Wow. Jesus Christ. This is Louis Rossmann. Something that he did today, a video he did today, came to my attention. So I thought I would talk to you about it. He doesn't provide you with the link to this, but I found it. And I do. And Louis Rossmann, of course, by his own fucking measure, says, I hate to shill like this in this fashion, but it's important enough to warrant it. So he's obviously got his own fucking product to sell to you. Also, what he doesn't tell you, where to get this, is Brandon Jackson, the guy who's reporting all this, is an engineer at Microsoft. Microsoft, by the way, I do believe still has a competing fucking product with Amazon. Okay? Just want to get all that out there. But I do suggest strongly that you go and listen to his discussion. Because he will tell you some of the same things that I've been telling you for, 10 plus years. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about this situation with Amazon where they accused somebody who has the engineer from Microsoft has a smart home, according to him, and he's one of these guys who puts just the right amount of product in his hair and has to get all the new fucking fangled bells and whistles and the new iPhones as soon as they come out. He's got to get all the new fucking flashy stuff and have it in his house, his smart home, to show off. Turns out, it's a goddamn dystopian fucking nightmare. You know why? Because he was wrongly accused of saying something racist to an Amazon delivery driver, and so Amazon, turned his shit the fuck off. And he had to live without all the stuff that's connected in his home for a week. And that week included the long Labor Day weekend. If you believe the guy from Microsoft who says so. And of course, Louis will bring up in his video, I'm not going to play his video, not now, but Louis will say in his video, and I'll give you a link to it, he was wrongly accused of being racist, and so Amazon did this, and this is bad that Amazon does this when someone's wrongly. Amazon can't do it, period. Ever. You will own nothing and love it. They act as if they have the right to discontinue your fucking service to something you purchased. Your television, your fucking microwave, your fucking refrigerator, your AC unit, your climate control, your lights, your phone systems, your security system. It's all yours. You bought it. It belongs to you. Amazon says no. And if you say racist things, we can just turn you off for having bad fucking thoughts. Who told you about that shit in 2006, I wonder? Oh, yeah, that was right. It was Aaron Rousseau. And it wasn't big government doing it to you. It was the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and the wealthy fucking establishment who will put chips in your fucking hand. And if you say something wrong or you do something wrong, they will turn you the fuck off. And that's what Amazon did. This guy reports that he said something wrong and Amazon turned him off because some Amazon driver, delivery driver, misheard someone say something racist towards him as he was dropping off a package. And of course, he reported that shit. Because that's what we do now. Snitch Nation. What did I used to do? I used to do some kind of thing. Snitch Nation. That's an homage to fucking H3 back when he was actually good. He didn't come up with that. I came up with that, but there you go. Snitch Nation. You're going to say that to me? Well, I'm going to tell Amazon on you. Let me just say this real quick. This is when I discovered that there was a message here that I wasn't recording. Let me just check and make sure that I am still recording for the fun of it. There we go. Let me just share something with you. And I want you to take a look at this. Starting in 2013, when the whole manufactured hero Edward Snowden story came to fruition. This is what I've done on Edward Snowden. This is what I've done on CISPA. This is what I've done on CISA. This is what I have done, all brought to you by a CIA op who admits he was a CIA op, who admits it's a fake fucking name. Going into fucking the NSA and supposedly coming out with some slides, some information that had already been fucking exposed by whistleblowers before him. Nothing new. And of course, Glenn Greenwald. A well-respected left alt media guy. And because of that, they passed CISPA. CISPA, by the way, something that was demanded by 800 medical corporations who put all this money into getting people elected in 2012. And then as soon as Congress came into session in 2013, they sent a delegation of PR guys and lawyers, the 800 companies, to Congress to go to each and every one of those people who took payouts and said, you're going to give us CISPA. I don't care how you do it. You're going to give us CISPA. CISPA is the piece of legislation, became CISA. They took the word protection out of the title. It's a piece of legislation that was designed to privatize the security state in the United States. And everyone said, oh my God, the NSA, if they get this thing passed through this fucking court, and then they have like 12 guys in the whole fucking NSA that could actually look at this data, and they can get this data that's collected. But that's 12 fucking guys. That's this many guys, this many people, this many in the whole fucking country. And don't take my word for it. There were people explaining that shit on the floor of the goddamn Senate and Congress. And at these fucking places like Reddit and all of these fucking science journals, there were this many. That's 10 plus 2. That's 12 people. Now, some guy sits in a diaper in his mom's basement working for fucking Ring or any of these other fucking things where you got cameras all over your house. And he's on the clock. He's a security professional, stuffing Cheetos in his mouth, looking for pictures of your wife walking down the hallway on her way from the fucking shower back to the bedroom. And there are literally tens of thousands of people doing that who have access to that shit. And everything that happens in your fucking house. If you're one of these guys. This is the next fucking phase. Thanks to Edward Snowden, Barack Obama came out there and said, we have to have the discussion. The need for security versus the need for privacy. And there's been some give and take. We got to have the discussion. No, we don't. You have a right to be secure in your person, place, and property. That's a constitutional fucking right. Not anymore, it ain't. If that dude said he hopped up and down in the window for some reason and yelled the N-word or the J-word or whatever fucking word you want to use at the fucking delivery driver because he was banging crystal meth, who the fuck knows? Does Amazon have the right to turn your fucking shit off? Turn his shit off? No. This is a trial balloon. They are seeing how this goes. They're seeing how many people they can get on their side because dude was accused of racism. Oh, well, that's fine. Turn his fucking AC off in Arizona. Turn his fucking television off. Turn his stove off. Turn his refrigerator off. Ruin his fucking food. Turn his phone off. So that when he and his wife are at work and the kid's home from school, because school's out now, if there's a problem at the house, kid's sitting around in the fucking dark because you can't turn the fucking lights on either, he can't even call 911. That's fine. Why? Because he said a bad word. He had a bad thought. You go, Amazon. Fuck you. You think that way. Fuck you. You have a right to say bad things. And when you don't, there's a word for the kind of fucking, there's several words for the kind of fucking society you live in then. And any one of them, you don't want to live there. Because today, it'll be racism. Tomorrow, it just might be, I don't know, you stand up for pro-life, or you stand up for Palestinians, or you stand up for Israel. Who knows where that kind of shit will end up going? It could go all over the fucking place. If history is any indicator. I'm not going to read all this for you. Take me at my word when I tell you that that is the fucking gist of what he said. Now, I'm not reading it because I don't have another 50 minutes to give to this, and I'm sorry, but the damn thing remarkably screwed up while I was talking about this. Talking about yanking all of this fucking tech out of your goddamn house. Now, he does, I'll post links down below, even though he doesn't touch on what I've talked about. And I'm sure he's a big Snowden fan. He doesn't understand the concept. He can't put two and two together. But he does shill for his own fucking system that is closed system. He does support the idea of getting off the fucking clouds. Enough cloud junk. Stop. He doesn't say that I've watched almost all of it. He might later. But he doesn't come out to the point where he says, it doesn't matter if he used the N word or the J word or whatever fucking word that happens to be the one that does it for you. Use your imagination. That's what happens when a white guy says the M word. You think that I'm being polite, but I'm not. I'm actually being manipulative because I make you say it in your head. Who was a comedian who said that? It was funny. I wish I could give him props, but I can't. Whatever the word is, doesn't matter. Amazon has no goddamn right to turn your shit off under any goddamn circumstances. What if during that fucking week there was a problem at the house and the kid had an allergic reaction because he ate so he didn't know it had peanuts in it, and he's sitting in the fucking dark and he can't phone anybody because Amazon's turned off his goddamn house because they said someone had a bad thought in that fucking house. That's where this is going. You will own nothing and love it. We're not just talking about houses. We're not just talking about cars. We're talking about your phones, your refrigerator, your television. We're talking about the fucking air conditioning unit, your lighting systems, your landlines, your cell phone, everything. They'll turn it all off. You say something wrong, they'll turn it off. And that's exactly what Aaron Rousseau was talking about in 2006 and what I've talked about, good God Almighty, all these times. Even before that, I talked about that in 2007, 2008, but not the Snowden thing. But I figured I'd just show you what I did on Snowden. I've talked about this shit until I'm blue in the goddamn face. This is big business saying you don't own the shit in your fucking house, even though you paid for it. AutoCAD. It used to be, this is something that they've been working on for quite some time. AutoCAD. It used to be you bought the fucking program. You took the program home. You installed the program. You had 2 or 3 installations, depending on the package you bought, and they were yours. And AutoCAD, Autodesk, would fucking provide the service to help you out with it. If you need updates, they got updates and that kind of shit. You own that shit. Not anymore. Not anymore. And AutoCAD is used primarily as the primary fucking architectural, computer-aided drafting software and engineering software across the whole goddamn globe. Huge firms use CAD, AutoCAD. Small cabinet companies use AutoCAD. And the way they look at it, whatever you draw, whatever you design, they own that shit too. You will own nothing. Even your writing, even your videos, even your music in the end. This is a trial balloon. I didn't show you in this video. I will. Maybe I did. I can't remember. What the hell is that? Is it fucking, are they turning me off again? That's great. Let me just show you how ironic it is that Amazon's accused somebody of racism and turned their shit off. Wrongly or rightly. Amazon executive accuses company of race and gender fucking bias. That's from Washington Post. Washington Post is also owned by Amazon, or Jeff Bezos, who also owns Amazon. Amazon workers urge Bezos to match his words on race. That's 2020. They were sued for systemic racism 2 fucking years ago. 2 years ago. Lawsuit accuses Amazon of systemic racism. March 1st, 2021. That's Reuters. Cute, right? So he proves in his story that the fucking ring thing, whatever he had on his desk, on his front porch, didn't say something racist. And so Amazon just turns his shit back on, but never once apologizes, never once says, hey, our bad. Why? Because they don't want that to be in the goddamn lawsuit. Why? Because they don't want to lose the lawsuit. Not because of money. They got all kinds of money. They can shut them up with money. They probably will. If it happened. They don't want it challenged, the legality of what they did challenged. They took it on themselves to punish somebody for having bad thoughts. And they figured it'd be a good trial balloon for them to use this case with racism involved. If anybody out there thinks this is a good idea, this is acceptable, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. This is not acceptable. You have a right to your freedom of speech, and you have a right to be secure in your person, place, and property. These are your rights. Big business doesn't want you to have any. Aaron Rousseau warned you of that in 2006. I've warned you about that many, 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 many times since. We'll have to see how this goes. Again, this individual, Louis Rossman, whatever, but he doesn't provide a link to this, possibly because he doesn't want you to see that it was written by somebody named Brandon Jackson, who's an engineer from Microsoft. Microsoft, who at least at one time had their own competing brand of smart home controlling systems. So you never really know. This guy at the end of this article says that he's going to pull all that he might pull all that stuff. He doesn't say he's going to pull it all out. I guess he's too fucking... He also mentioned he's too fucking addicted to having the coolest, hippest, newest tech in his house. This is what you get for that. If this is true. If this really happened to this guy. If it's true. That's what you get for that shit. And if you're so dead between the ears that you don't already know that having these things in your house listening to you and sending all your information and all your data and all your private things and communications and discussions and pictures up to the glorious cloud where they collect your data. Could you imagine? Could you fucking imagine the outrage if this was the NSA back during the glorious fucking Edward Snowden days, the manufactured hero Edward Snowden days? If the NSA had said, oh, this guy said a racial slur, we're turning off all his shit in his house, they would go, oh my God, it's 1984. Oh my God, it's oh. Because it's a business. It's okay. No, it isn't. And if you think it's okay for them to do this because someone's bad thought involved, a racial slur, then you better be okay when someone's bad thought involves, I don't know, abortion or voting for Trump or voting for RFK Jr. or talking about Palestinian rights or talking about what really happened at the Nord Stream and asking questions about what happened at Nord Stream. Turn him off. Bad thoughts. Get out of here. What's wrong with you? I can't help but feel this is a trial. And this is one we better fucking pass. I don't know how many times I've been talking about this over and over and over again. Get the shit out of your fucking house. I don't care if the TV costs $5,000. Get rid of it. All those little fucking dots and all those little things and all those little fucking cameras. Dig a hole in the backyard. And they fucking go. I swear to God, I hope, if nothing else I've ever done on this website has any effect, I hope 10 people dig holes. And then I'll feel like all of these fucking years were worth something. Get rid of the fucking shit. Get a fucking television that doesn't have a camera or a microphone. They still make them. They're more expensive. And the guy from Samsung will tell you why. He already did. Get a television without a camera, without a fucking microphone. Don't put these things in your house. Don't put these things in your kids' fucking rooms. God, Jesus. You don't need them. This guy who wrote this thing, he is so fucking... He was worried about, maybe someone got his password and turned this shit off. But then he realized, wait a minute, I went to Apple and I got Apple to auto-generate me some really top-notch passwords. So it couldn't be that. Apple, somebody hacked my stuff. How did they get my passwords? Gee, we don't know. Says a guy in a goddamn diaper in his mother's fucking basement working for fucking Apple. Watching all the shit that happens in your goddamn house. Because now he's got your passwords. Why? Because you asked him to give you some. That's why. Don't be fucking stupid, people. Get rid of this shit. Now, I'm hoping that this whole thing is a Microsoft hoax. But even if it is, even if this is some kind of fucking stunt, it still sets there's a precedent here. And if it hasn't happened yet, it's gonna. And if it did, and the question was whether or not he said the word, he didn't say the word, it doesn't fucking matter. You have a right to be a dumbass fucking racist in America. You do. You have a fucking right. And if you're in your house and someone's coming up to your house and they're leaving your house and you say some dumb racist fucking shit, Amazon has no fucking right to punish you and your family for it. Full stop. End of story. Mic drop.